The manga for Beyblade X is absolutely incredible. The art is amazing, the story is really good so far, and I'm just excited for what's next. I've never really been a big Beyblade manga reader, but this is probably going to change that. If you didn't know, the very first chapter of the manga has released, and it's really good, and I want to talk about what happens. I'm going to try and quickly go over the story without revealing everything, and then I'll give you my review afterwards. In X City, with X Tower at the start, Team Pendragon is the best pro team in the world, led by the blader Chrome Ryuga. Yes, his name is Ryuga, like this guy. Pretty cool. We're then reintroduced to our main character, Bird Kazami, who's an amateur blader, and he uses the Bay Strike Hawk. Bird is pretty good amongst amateur bladers, but whenever he takes on Team Phalanx, which is a pro group, he loses pretty massively, and he also gets his Bay destroyed. This video is sponsored by Ewin. If you're looking to get a high quality gaming chair, Ewin is a fantastic choice. They have tons of different chairs, colors, and lines to choose from on their website depending on what you're looking for. Ewin sent me a chair from their Champion series in this nice dark gray color, which fits my setup really well. It was delivered really fast in this big cardboard box and a few different pieces that were packaged and protected well. And putting it all together took maybe 10 or 15 minutes. The chair itself is super nice and high quality. I really like the gray soft weave fabric as well. I think it's a little bit more comfortable and it gets way less hot compared to leather. The padding is great as well, and it makes my tushy nice and comfy. This chair has a lot of customization as well. You're able to lean it back like 155 degrees, so you're practically laying down. You can also change up the height of the chair as well, depending on how tall you are. I'm a bit of a short king, so I don't really need this option much. You can adjust the armrest, the tilt, and just whatever you need to be more comfortable. And the included neck pillow and lumbar support pillow are nice as well, and they're also optional, meaning you don't have to use them if you don't want to. I highly recommend you guys go and check Ewin out, and I have a link in my description down below, and if you use code ilinnuc, you can get 25% off. But thank you to Ewin for sponsoring this video, and let's move on. The leader of Team Phalanx, whose name is Takumi, just literally destroys every Bay he beats. After that loss, Bird's team disbands. They kind of lose that hope of going pro and don't believe Bird has any talent. Pretty rough. We then get introduced to my current favorite character, Common X, and he's super loud, super boisterous, really personable, and he's wearing a cool mask. He's also using the Bay Dran sword, which is the same Bay that is used by Chrome Ryuga. Common X wants to team up with Bird, and after a bit of a back and forth, Bird agrees. They go back to the amateur arena, and Common X challenges Team Phalanx, the same team that destroyed Bird's Bay, and Bird is a little scared. He has no idea who Common X is, and he just thinks he's gonna get destroyed. Takumi from Team Phalanx agrees to this battle, and immediately the battle is underway. Common X's first opponent is Genri Seo, who uses the Bay Iron Forest, and Common X wins literally immediately. Common X's next opponent is the team leader Takumi, who uses the Bay Stone Mont Blanc. Kind of an interesting name. I hope we get that in real life. The battle begins, and at first, Dran Sword's attacks just really aren't doing anything to Stone Mont Blanc. I'll never get over that Bay's name, Stone Mont Blanc. Takumi has a major ego, and he talks about how he's been training with Beyblades for over 10 years and it's his life work. And because of that, Bird has a bit of a montage, and he kind of rekindles his love for Beyblade. He remembers how fun it was to customize his Bay and to practice his launches. And he realizes that Beyblade kind of became work to him as well. And Common X says that to him, Beyblade has never been work. The battle then takes a turn, and then Dran. I think I'm losing my voice. The battle... Dran Sword uses the new Gear Stadium gimmick to generate power and speed to deliver an extreme dash attack to Stone Mont Blanc, knocking him out. Common X won a team battle by himself. After the battle, the two are celebrating, and Bird feeds into his suspicion that Common X could be Chrome Ryuga. They're using the same Bay, and Common X seems to be pretty good. It kind of makes sense. Common X takes off his mask and reveals himself to be X-Cross, who used to be a member of Team Pendragon. And the reason why X-Cross quit Team Pendragon and is now battling under a brand new name is to go through the ranks of the X Tower to challenge the best blader in the world, Chrome Ryuga, his ex-teammate. And the chapter ends with X-Cross inviting Bird to be on the newly formed Team Persona. And that's it. That's the entire first chapter of Beyblade X. If any of you guys are interested in picking up any of the new Beyblade X releases, I highly recommend Mall of Toys. They have all the releases up for pre-order, like Dran's Sword, Hell's Scythe, even the Dronzer S remake. But if you guys are interested in buying any of the bays, links are going to be in the description down below, and use code ilinnuc to get 5% off of your first purchase. Overall, I think this was a really good first chapter. It set up who the best bladers are, it set up the X Tower and our couple of main characters. We've already seen quite a few battles and a special move. My favorite character at the moment is X-Cross. He's pretty funny, he's pretty loud, and he kind of reminds me of Jinka a little bit. Something that I do want to mention that I think is interesting is this whole idea of Beyblade being work. They pretty much made an entire character with Takumi and Team Phalanx who treat Beyblade as work, that they train super hard for years and years, and they don't really find it to be fun. They find it to be work. And X-Cross is a much stronger blader, and he loves Beyblade, and he thinks that the strongest bladers are the ones that love it and have fun. There's a couple reasons I think that's pretty interesting. First of all is that Takara Tomy wants Beyblade X to be a sport. They talk about gear sports, and people take sports pretty seriously, especially if they're competitors. But this whole first chapter kind of shows that being wrong, or how you shouldn't take it so seriously because it's supposed to be fun. I don't really think those messages combine well. I also think this chapter kind of calls out the people in real life that take Beyblade too seriously. And I think we've all run into people like that, whether at a tournament or on the WBO, or especially the WBO. This chapter really didn't do anything that's super new for Beyblade or something super extreme, but everything it did do, I think it did really well. The writing seems to be really good so far. I like the characters, and the art is just amazing. I really like the art for the manga, and I hope that for the anime, they don't change it too much. But that's it. I really like the manga so far. The art's amazing, the writing's awesome, the characters are awesome, and I'm really excited to see what happens next. Like I said earlier, I really recommend you guys go and read it for yourself through Korokoro, or maybe you can find something on Twitter. But that's gonna wrap up this video. I don't know if I'm going to do like monthly manga chapter recaps, but if you want me to, let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Have fun and bay away.